Hey everybody, welcome back to Small Couch Review. It's your boy Sam with a
It's
black
your boy.
screen.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
kidding.
it's your boy Jovi.
Yeah, Joe V, he is on the road right now, but our his dedication really wanted to come to you, so he's coming mobily. Mobily, is that a word? We'll consider it
Yeah,
a word.
do mobily.
Yeah, he's coming mobily. So we can talk today about Transformers 1. It stars, let's see, we have Chris Hemsworth, Byron Tyree Henry, Keegan Michael Key, and Scarlett Johansson are like the main stars.
Yeah.
Um, yep, and it is a prequel. I guess the earliest film. It technically, Jovi, I don't know if you knew this. It falls into the actual Transformers film franchise, like timeline.
Oh,
Um,
so it's canon.
supposedly. Yeah, so it's canon basically, and
I
it is
mean,
the
hey, good.
yeah.
It it makes things explain some things. Makes things make sense. If that makes sense to a cartoon that was,
I guess it's
yeah,
animated, and I
right,
mean, I know it's like thousands of years probably before the first Transformers movies in 2007, but it's still like
yeah, probably even
the
more than
character's a
that.
lot different than what we
Yeah,
know him as,
right,
basically.
right.
Yeah. Now just so you know, my history with the Transformers movies, there have been six of them live action. The first
Mhm.
I tolerated when it came out, but I think like the rest of the world, I'm not really the biggest fan. I did
I,
not
I
like the second one.
I think the first one hits so much better than any other one. Um, it does it well, but then it just gets really weird after that.
Yeah, I agree. I like B. Like I think B and Sam's relationship. I thought that was cool. I
Yeah,
actually have only seen the third one once. Dark of the Moon. I remember liking it when I saw it in theaters, but I've never rewatched it, so I don't know. And then after that, the only one that I can kind of tolerate is the last one that just came out, Rise of the Beasts. I
the
think
Rise
it's
of the Beast. Oh yeah, I always call it Beast Wars. So Rise of the Beast. All
well,
right.
yeah, same thing. But all the other movies, like I didn't all the ones with what's his name, Mark Wahlberg, did not like.
Yeah,
Um,
no, they didn't hit at all.
so I mean, and this is all to say, I guess I'm a more casual Transformers fan than most people.
Right.
I was big into it when I was a kid, but I never really stuck with it. So I went into this like with the the lowest of expectations.
Right.
But you know what? Maybe I need to start doing that more because if you have low expectations, you can only be surprised. Um,
It's
and
really
yeah,
hard to do though.
this movie I thought was actually pretty good. But Jovi, you know what? I want to get your thoughts on it real quick. Your bad, your good, what your overall thoughts were on
All
the.
right.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Let's talk about the. Let me just in case people haven't seen it, what the movie's about. So, like I said, it's a prequel series. We have Optimus and Megatron before there are Optimus and Megatron. Megatron is known as D16. Optimus is known as uh is it Opax?
Something like that.
Hold on. Look this up real quick.
And then Bumblebee's AA Ron. AA Tron.
You done messed up, AA wrong.
Bumblebee is AA Tron. He had a whole bunch of nicknames.
Orion Pax, that's what his name is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Orion Pax, you had D16, and then Keegan Michael Key plays Bumblebee, who we meet. Yeah, but anyway, those two are basically miners. Like they act like not like they're young people. Like they mine for Energon. Energon, the lifeblood of Cybertron.
Yeah.
Um, and they do this because they follow this one. There's only one Prime left. His name is Sentinel Prime. You may remember him from older lore. But anyway, Sentinel Prime's the only Prime left. The surface of their planet is overrun by alien invaders who killed all the other Primes, and it's their understanding that Sentinel Prime is out fighting them so that he can find the Matrix of Leadership, which will bring Energon back. But in
Yes.
the meantime, they have to mine for it the old-fashioned way, which is very dangerous. And Yeah, that's it. But these two, mostly Orion Pax, they dream of making it. He dreams of making it out, and not basically mining for Energon his entire life. In D16, the more responsible one, who is his best friend, is always dragged along. Um, I am rambling a little bit, but I just wanted to give that backstory because I think it is important to understand the relationships here.
Right.
Basically, the story starts when they have to go to the surface. Oh, excuse me, because they find a map to the matrix of leadership, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Well, we can get it. We can give it to Sentinel Prime, and then he can restore Energon and save the planet." That's basically their mission.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Yeah, so those two go. They bring along Bumblebee, who they meet, and then Scarlett Johansson's character tags along with them as well, unwittingly.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson plays Alita One, is the name of the Transformer, who I don't think I was familiar with before this. But anyway, that's basically it. Jovi,
Yeah.
tell us what you thought of this animated feature.
Oh, yeah. So, like, we always do our sweet and our sour, and it's really hard for me. Actually, lately, it feels like hard for me to like really pull out a nitpicky sour,
Mm-hmm.
um, because it was a good time. Like, it was fun. We got a background of Megatron and Optimus Prime's relationship, and then like from the jump, for me, I'm like, ugh, why do they look like this, right? That could be a sour. Why they? But once the movie progresses, you understand why they look like that, and you
Yeah.
understand, And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Now it's tying back to when we learned about certain parts of the Transformers, and even
Yeah.
yeah, and how they're powered and all that. Like, so, like, it made sense for them to be weird looking, but it takes you a while to get used to them. And I will say that, but I do enjoy I'll go into my suite now. I enjoy the fact that we actually got to know why they were friends, how they were friends, and then eventually know why they no longer were cool. Like, that was the movie. And it was
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. So that it was pretty awesome. I do, and I will say this because I'm not going to be one of those creators that will sit up here and try to talk about something. I fell asleep for 5 minutes, not because it was bad, because I was exhausted, and so I missed like one big climax, but I understood what was going on still.
Yeah.
And
For
that,
for for clarification, we went to see the last screening.
yeah,
I think it was like a work night or a school night.
yes,
Right?
yes, it
With your
was.
teacher. Yes, but yeah, so yeah. We went to the last so I mean
Yeah,
he made it to like act 3
I
and then he
really
dozed off
did.
and came back.
And then and it wasn't really a long time. I just missed one fight, and I was like, "Hold on, no!" I was like, but I still got the ending. I still understood, the motivation, and I really don't. This is not going to be long review for me personally, just because the animation's cool, the comedy is spot on. I love the fact that you saw a very exciting excited Optimus Prime, and you see a very excited Megatron, and like they have this relationship, and then like shit gets real,
Yeah,
and then
man.
that changes their personalities
Yeah,
for
man.
them to become these leaders that we know them as, and it it gives Transformers a little more life. Not saying that it was dead, but this opens the door, and they're doing that with everything from the 80s and the 90s. It opens the door for the new generation to enjoy, these pretty cool stories and toys and cartoons that we had. So that's all I really got to say about the film, man.
Yeah, man. I'll add a little bit more. So sours that aren't really sours. I actually love the voice actors. I did not think I would like them as much as I did, especially Chris Hemsworth. I think he did an excellent job as Orion Pax and ultimately Optimus Prime. Like, I don't know if that was him when he, was quote unquote Optimus. If it was,
Yeah,
he sounded just like the original dude.
yeah, he did a damn
Like,
good job if that
that
was
was
him. Yeah,
crazy.
because I was at
Um,
home trying to do the voice, and I was like, how did he
yeah, I was
he
like,
changed his
how did he
voice?
do that? But
Yeah,
so I think voice actors, I thought it's something that like it was weird at first, but I got used to it. I will say the beginning of the movie, this isn't even really sour. obviously a lot of movies are like this. The first act is not as exciting as the second half of the second act and the third act.
Right.
Something exciting happens, but there's not a lot of like Transformers fighting action. There's a lot
Right.
of other exciting stuff, but the beginning of the movie was comparably slow, and I
Yes.
use that word, like in the most literal sense. It was slower than the much more action packed second half of the movie.
Yeah.
And then something else. No, this is an actual sour just for me. I think the comedy hit a lot. Bumblebee, though, it was only like 50% of his jokes really hit for me.
Oh
Like,
no, they were annoying. It was
yeah,
it was so annoying that I'm like, okay, they're trying to make even more sense of him losing his voice.
yeah, because he
Right. So if
talked
this
a
is
lot.
canon, yeah, because I'm like,
Mhm.
yo, he keeps going, right?
Right,
It
yeah,
takes away from Keegan Michael Key's like he's actually funny. So like him doing this, it did it for me. It took away from like his comedic, but it was just his voice. He's reading lines.
yeah. I agree. It's kind of like not to this degree, but I know you didn't watch Borderlands, but Jack Black in Borderlands is Claptrap was kind of the same, where it's like you're over the top and it's actually irritating me.
Yeah.
But again, some of the time, especially like I guess towards the end, he did make me chuckle. The only
Yeah.
other thing, bruh, and you know what, I'm just gonna cross over to the suite. I echo everything you say about why they're friends, how they became friends, what happened that turned them into enemies. Like I'm literally sitting there and I'm like, I know what's gonna happen to you two, Megatron and Optimus, and I don't want it to happen.
Right.
And like, yo, I mean, there's a scene where like literally he transforms into Megatron, like like he gets his voice changes, his eyes change, his attitude changes, and
Yeah.
he does something, and you're like, oh yeah, nah, he's gone now, and that
Yeah.
giant it broke my heart, man. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
No,
like,
I know
dang,
exactly what you're. Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's why I'm saying like I got to see that, so I don't feel like I missed too much.
yeah,
When I took my little nap, but that was the turning point for me. Like, oh my gosh, like this. Wow, we got to see it. We got to see why he's really in his feelings, but it's not. He's our favorite kind of villain. He
yeah.
has real motivation.
He has an actual. So at first I was like, "Bruh, you're kind of overreacting. Like,
Yeah.
relax." But then when I saw like the movie does a good job of showing why the betrayal meant so much to him, or why it meant so much to him. So it actually came to a point where like you're saying, it's like it was realistic, and I was like, I can actually appreciate why you're mad right now.
Right.
And you're not just like a lot of people just know, Autobots, Decepticons. You hear the names, you're like, oh, well, they're just bad guys because they're bad guys. This
Yeah.
movie actually made it, so it's like, yeah, they call themselves Decepticons. Yeah, Megatron is not technically quote unquote in the right, but he has a reason for being the way he is, and
Right.
I dug it. So yeah, man, I agree. I think that like again, this movie surprised me. Action was good, animation was good, voice acting was good. I really like those two things we talked about earlier were don't at all like make this an unwatchable film. So I think that it's actually it's a good time at the movies. I would actually say this is one you should spend your American dollars on and go see.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, if I were to rate this, I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5. Jovi, what about you?
Um. Yeah, I think it is a 4 because it was excellent film, but there was nothing standout ish about it. Right.
Exactly. Yeah,
So like it was definitely a great film. I will potentially see it again. Like, um,
I
I
know
could
I'm
watch
going
this
to. I
again. Yeah,
definitely want to see it.
yeah. If they drop it, I don't know who made it. What was the producer?
You mean with studio or the person?
The studio.
I can tell you in a second.
Yeah. So whatever streaming platform it comes on, I would watch it again. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Paramount. So it's on
Paramount.
Paramount.
Okay, yeah. So if it comes on Paramount Plus within the next year, I probably would sit down and watch it again because it was a decent story and
Yeah.
a good time, and it probably will sound really good on the 5.1 surround sound.
Yeah. Camera is messing up a little bit here. All
There
right.
we go. Oh, never mind.
I don't know what's going on with you today, Razor. But whatever. I'm glad we reached the end of this review. All
Yeah.
right, guys. I don't know. My camera's acting up a little bit. I'll try to recalibrate. But thank you so much for sticking around. If you enjoyed this and want to see more, please go ahead, hit that little subscribe button and the bell. Jovi's not here, so I will do it. Ding! All
There
right.
we go.
Yep. I've been watching you long enough. All right, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, we out.
Deuces.